Okay. I did say we were going to do this, so we're going to do... Yes. Here we go. Alright, so that system's pretty decent. Let's go up here and investigate this tropical system and see what the dealio is. So an entity observation... Oh yeah, that's going to stall out our physics research for a little while. It shouldn't be a huge deal since we're like super research species. And hopefully...
We have surveyed the system.
That will keep us ahead anyway. Ooh, we have another tradition available. Well, of course we're going to go ahead and get sensing tendrils. I've seen too much stuff on the internet to comment on this. How can you truly know anything when looking at the numbers on a screen? Our explorers droids breathe the atmosphere of each new world, feel the heat of each new star on their own skin. We experience the universe, you merely read about it. That sounds awesome. Yes. Like, I know it just does survey speed and combat evasion, but it just sounds cool. Ooh, there's another habitable world. Because there's a tropical in there. Granted, it's only a size 13 planet, so it's probably a moon. No. Has a moon. That's cool. We do have the minerals to build another colony ship, but I also think that's a terrible plan right now on account of the fact that we have, like, no energy and lots of research stations and things to build. Just kind of around. Actually, before you leave this system, do that one first. This guy's coming back in anyway, so he can just do all the homeworld mining and research centers. It will be fine. It'll be fine. Yes, I also just had that little image in the back of my head of, you keep using that word, but I don't think it means what you think it means. That cloud cleared out. Ooh, what'd you find? Ocean, Arctic. Okay, we can inhabit ocean worlds if need be. And
our special project is complete.
Crystalline entities are unbreakable. Well, that's kind of a problem if we need to, you know, kill them. The crystalline entities are probably alive. Yeah, probably. A perhaps more descriptive name for them is silicate animate matter, as they have little in common biological or traditionally artificial life. The entities do not seem to mate, and we have yet to observe any crystals that are recognizably older or younger than others. Contrary to an earlier hypothesis, the shifts in hue between individual crystalline entities seem to be related not to their age, but to their latent internal charge, which can be violently unleashed, and it appears as if through sporadic fluctuations in this charge after the reflective properties of the crystal. Well, I'm working at degree in engineering, and that didn't really make any sense to me. So, they're shiny. Awesome. We'll find some use for this information. Hey, crystal sonar! Crystal sonar is pretty good. Basically what you do is you take an energy spike, and you launch it at any crystal fleets you find, and what happens is that it bounces off them, refracts through the crystal, and then kind of flashes the system with your sensor pulse, so it then gives you complete vision of everything in the system. Ooh, 5% poke. Anyway,
we have cleared a blocker.
Cool. Actually, I want you there because we need more energy, and we can put an energy grid up now, which is a spectacular building, gives you extra energy. It's basically a power hub.
Our construction is complete.
Power plants, and then you have power hubs. What power hubs do is they're kind of like redirection centers for the power. Kind of like a substation. Everything else is just kind of cruising along. Yeah, we're definitely going to want to look at getting additional. Lost in space. The signal we interrupted was a distress call from a ship in orbit around Zurak 1. The ship is not getting off any heat signatures and seems to be drifting. Cool!
Our situation log is updated.
Do that. Hang on. Whenever you have some free time, go do that. Yes, I realize telling a scientist whenever you have some free time is kind of like saying, well, you know... sometime in the next 3 years. Hmm. 24 months and 5% extra research speed, because we obviously need more science. I'm kind of disappointed this system was just trash, but... yeah, well. We're spreading down the arm. Ooh. 4 energy, 6 minerals. Bunch of other stuff. Yeah, this is definitely looking like this is the direction to go in. Like, absolutely. The only real exception to that is that this is a nebula. Now, you want to find rare resources? Nebulas. Nebulas are great for rare resources. But if there's nothing habitable in it, it's a lot harder to work with.
Our special project is complete.
Hey! Special object complete. The crew of the ship has been found dead. What is more disturbing is that they appear to have been killed by some highly advanced brain parasites, which infected them and drove them mad. No thank you. We are a hive mind. I do not need brain parasites. We eat you, not you eat us. Ugh. It's not that complicated, people. Thanks, Science Officer. Okay, this 63 guy is doing good things for us. Finding we are able to protect our own crew from being infected. Great. Free society research. And run away. Just go up here someplace. Actually, let's do that one. Because we're eventually going to put a colony up here, and then I'll grab us this block. But we're almost... we're running out of energy. That could be problematic. You know, I say could be... no, that's going to be a very, very large problem.
Our construction is complete.
Unless, you know, that happens, and then we have all the things again. Yep. That's why I got caramel tea this evening. It just makes it so much nicer to just be like, yay! Thing happened. Tea. Okay, so we now have an observation post.
Technology.
Yeah, passive observation. These guys are already space capable. We don't want to be too intrusive. Ooh, Pytharian dust. That's 10% food output. That's really good because food output can directly relate to population growth. Because whenever you have excess food, you can, you know, have more people. Because you have space to have, you know, more kids. So your population growth rate goes up. Okay. The world of cats makes a pile of energy. It's also going to make a bunch of science at some point because... ooh. Do we want to do a gene clinic or do we want to do a basic science lab? This is a lot of society research, but right now I think the gene clinic is the way to go because this is a young planet and needs to grow. We don't have a ton of energy kicking around, so let's go ahead and get another colony ship, at least online.
Construction is complete.
But first, before we do that, let's
We have found an anomaly.
yeah, go for it. Okay, so that one's going to take 311 influence because it's, you know, way the heck over there. You're going to take... ooh, you have Pytharian. That's a special kind of resource that makes a ton of energy. You're going to take 190. Okay, that's much more within, like, reasonable ranges. Okay, let's do a little bit of quick math. So I'm getting 2 a month.
Conceived.
I need 54. I need some math elves. So that would be, what, 28 months? To have the resources for that?
Our situation log is updated.
Okay, so we can either get coil guns, armor, or nuclear missiles. I vote we have armor because it gives our ship something that's able to defend themselves. Then anyone who doesn't believe armor...
the system.
sorry, I got interrupted. Anybody who doesn't believe armor is important, stick around. Later on, I'll be streaming some World of Warships. Armor is important. Trust me. It's yes. I mean, yeah, okay, fine. In the game world, there is a school of thought that says, well, don't waste your time with armor. Just go with shields. Your ships innately have armor. To which I'm going to say, well, yeah, but armor's good. As a general rule, armor is very good for your health. Okay, so we have Graveyard Expedition, we have Improbable Surroundings. At some point we need to go ahead and get a scout ship to get ahead and do that. So he's going to poke around in here, so you, once you're done with that system... Well, first things first. Go ahead and find out what the deal is with that graveyard. And then let's come over here and see what's up with the pot. Alright, so that's going to take a year, so let's go ahead and get that colony ship under construction anyway. We're not going to go for this one yet, we're going to go for this one. Because again, objective, that way.
Our construction is complete.
I love the soundtrack for this game. I hope you guys can hear it clearly, because it is gorgeous.
Our construction is complete.
Ugh. Okay.
Technology conceived. We have surveyed the system.
Looked away for a second. Ah, research speed. Good, good. All this as I have foreseen. We're not going to need assist research for a while because it's something to do with science ships once your science ships, you know, used. Let's get basic computer combat rolls. Let's go ahead and look and see what scientists can I get. And none of those are particularly great. The reason why I look is every once in a while you'll get somebody who's got like a spark of genius and is basically the next Newton or the next Einstein, at which point you say, yes please, we would like you to work for our government. And they'll say, but I don't want to work for that, and you'll say, yes please, I want you to work for our government. Maybe a little bit more assertively? Yeah, assertively, that's probably the nicer way of putting that. Although we're a hive mind, so if you have to ask yourself to do something for yourself... We're gonna try to keep the number of brain explosions to an absolute minimum today. At least that is the general plan. So yes, there's a 25 size ocean world that has some very nice things on it. This actually might be worth grabbing too. Okay, but now we gotta start being careful, because I can only directly control 5 systems before we're gonna start running into issues with, like, maintenance and needing to put together sectors. Now, what sectors are is you basically put a part of your empire under the control of a governor, who is an AI, who then, you know, manages it for you. It's nice in that then you don't have to micro everything. Especially once empires get big, like once we're like this big, oh, sectors are gonna be nice. Because if I had to sit here and micromanage all of them, it'd be like, oh my god, kill me now. But for now, we're still perfectly happy doing a little bit of micro, because it gives us something to do during the station. The team under science officers finished their exploration of that. Saw the direct starships on the surface were too badly damaged to cover any useful attack. These vessels were clearly very advanced, however, and we could gain valuable engineering insights if we analyzed the way they were designed, consider construction of a permanent science research outpost in orbit. Cool. 53. Did good job. But, yeah. So this is another really nice system.
Is complete.
Okay, colony ship. We're gonna go over here and grab this one. I know it's a very small world, it's even low gravity for that matter. But the important thing here is that we can, you know, have the influence to do it.
Our construction is complete.
And the territorial expansion will be nice. Because at the end of the day, this is our arm. Our arm. Much more so than any of this is. And we should always take advantage of what we have before we start trying to do crazy things like, well, let's grab this arm too, or let's grab that arm, or that one, or screw it, let's just have all 4. That we want to keep that kind of thinking to a medium. Let's go with a medium. Yes.
We have found an anomaly.
Cool. Archaeological work. Go for it, dude. Whatever makes you happy. Or whatever makes us happy, I guess? I am not good at the pronoun game. Makes life so much more complicated. Alright, so the science ship. Wait. Oh, warship. Because I need to come down here and do a quick...
Construction is complete.
An abandoned amusement park. Ooh! Amusement parks. Those are fun. Structures on that planet are not as old as we first believed. It seems to be a playground or amusement park of some sort. Science Officer Autonomous Drone 63. 63's back at it again. Notes that many of the contraptions are highly complex creations, and that we can learn much from that. And that, to the builder's alien eyes, this might have been a cutting-edge sensor array, or even a gigantic art installation. Okay, so, hang on. Regardless, to us, these plant guys, I feel like there should be an extra comma there. It looks mostly like a place where you would take your young and let them amuse themselves. Okay, so let's think about what this place looks like for a minute. So, it may have been a cutting-edge sensor array or a gigantic art installation, and we think it looks like a playground. So, does that mean there's like some serious like conspiracy theory somewhere that Darien Lake is actually how we get all the SETI information or something? I guarantee it's out there somewhere. Go hunt down on the internet. Yay, conspiracy theories. Or a giant art installation. I think it's probably an art gallery, and we're just uncultured swine who let our children run around in art galleries. Yep. Probably. Shadow Nebula. I did tell you to colonize, did I not? Oh. Need to wait another, what, 48 days probably? A little over a month. Yeah, one more month to get the influence. Influence is really the biggest restriction to growth, I have found. Like if you want to just explode... Ooh, engineering facility. Yeah, if you just want to explode out onto the map, you just spam out anything that'll give you influence. And that is also the weakness of hive minds, because everybody else gets to have the advantages of factions, which give you more influence. But hive minds don't have factions.
Technology conceived.
Since we're, you know, a hive mind. Yes, I know, giant shocker, you can't have multiple opinions in a hive mind. Or... you shouldn't have multiple opinions in a true hive mind. You can, you just shouldn't. Oh, colony ship. Sorry, bud, may have forgotten about you. We're gonna stick it there so that it's next to lots of things. Somebody else want a system named after them? Supposedly there's 4 of you now! I'll go ahead and pause it for a second and let the chat catch up. Well, you know, you guys catch up with me anyway. And for the YouTube folks, so is going to end part 4. Part 5 should be picking up any minute. Any takers? Any takers going once? Any takers going twice? Should I start just having story time while I wait for chat to catch up with me actually streaming? Nesting chamber. I like nesting. Yep, that's what we're doing. Well, story time is always fun. Yep. Nesting chamber! Away!